check, check. Check, there we go.
Ja, ek wil nog vir my so stelletjie koop. Ja.
Welcome, those of you who have just joined us on stream.
Ja, ek wil sommer vir my van daai.
Program is just a little bit delayed. We were catching the end of the game here. Wonderful, warm, sunny day here at the Brakpan Stadium. The House of Pain, as they call it, and that is the end of the game. We'll be lining up to get ready for the next match of the day between the Nigel Rabbitohs and the Harlequins Rugby League side. Still early in the season, all to play for. Going to be a fast-paced game. Temperatures here well into the 30s this afternoon. The players will be sure to keep their fluids up and to manage themselves as they spend time in the sun. It'll definitely get to them. Those retreats, falling 10, we'll see if the teams can keep up, and I think fitness definitely going to be an important factor in determining the victor for today. We are hoping for a lot of good running rugby. Big hits, we know. Lots of RHINO Cup representatives in the side, on both sides, in fact. So it promises to be a great matchup. We've got a couple of sponsors that made today's stream possible. DDM Group, IQ Accounting, White Box as well. We've got more. Car Bar, Montic, Fresh Milk Daily. We'll give more shout outs as we go throughout the day. We know we're in for a treat. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as the teams prepare to make their way onto the field for this big clash in round 2. Points up for grab, and I'm sure the coaches will be trying to see which combinations earlier on in the season, even due to injury limitations on both sides as well, to field the best team possible and really entertain the fans who have come out in full flight here today, which is really great to see on this lovely Saturday. What better thing to do than to watch some rugby league on a Saturday afternoon. Some players to look out for on the side of Quins Rugby League. Some cap players in Dylan Venter, Alan Kasselman. We have Jean Kutzer and Essia Estaiza as well. They'll be linking up in that midfield, and they'll be looking to exploit any gaps that are made by their big runners. On the side of Rabbitohs, keep an eye on John Westenberg, Craig Pinar, Duan Bloom, Sean Matsane. We've got a couple of big interchanges as well. CJ Meyer, Christian, Stefan Alberts, Jacques van Wyk, and also Peter Mguni on the bench as the teams now. Quins coming out onto the field. Getting ready to meet their opponents. And now Nigel Rabbitohs making their way out as well. Lining up to shake each other's hands as a sign of respect before the game. It's really a great culture in the rugby league. You know, you on the pitch, fierce rivals, giving everything. But after the match, off the field, all have a lacquer drink at the bar, shake hands, have a laugh, pat on the back. It's really growing in the country as well. specifically in Gauteng. So if you are interested in getting involved in rugby league, please do leave a comment in the stream below, and we'll drop some DMs. Let us know where you are looking to get involved, and we'll put you in touch with a club near you. And for all you know, you could be playing in the RHINOs as well one day, rather soon. We've got some exciting tournaments coming up next year, so the players will really be trying to make an impact. We know that the RHINO coaches are also watching, always looking for the players that are putting their hands up for national selection and representing their country potentially in an African Cup, as well as a potential World Cup if we qualify in a couple of years, which will be great. So the players will definitely be trying to impress the coaches, but most of all, you know, the job at hand here is to win the game, play what's in front of you, and to have fun most of all. So let's see how we get ready. Quinn's playing on your screens from right to left. Nigel Rabbitohs will be playing from left to right on your screens. And the Rabbitohs will be receiving the kickoff. Number 13, Alan Kasselman, he'll be instrumental as well. Very much a linking player, a core in the group that makes this Quins League team tick. Missing out on the finals last year, unfortunately. Looking to really make an impact and a statement this season. This year, getting ready to take the kickoff.
Okay.
And the match official getting us underway. Really exciting. Ooh, bit of a sloppy start there, but well recovered. Well met in defense. Well done. One directional play, and the ball has been stripped in the tackle. Referee says illegally so. It was not a one-on-one. Once there is a second tackler involved in the tackle, the first tackler, neither of them are allowed to rip the ball from the player while he's in the air. So a soft penalty and some attacking space now for Nigel Rabbitohs to take it up just before the halfway mark on the field. Quinn's having to retreat to their 40. And another set of tackles coming up for them. This will definitely drain their energy in the sun today. So they'll want to really minimize the amount of mistakes that they make and the amount of yards that they give away. Big runner, big hit. Well met in defense at the end of the day. Gone down, the defense will reset. One-off runners running hard and flat.
Oh, that's okay.
Playing on the deep ball, down to the second line, intercepted by John. He's now turned over the ball. That's a zero tackle. They're playing quickly. Good yards made. Alan now on the attack. He needs to give it. That ball needed to go. But it's safety play first. They're going to recycle and reset. Down to the back. Now the boys are going to run with it. What happens? Good step on the inside. He's still going. It needs to be now. It's a good line. Making yards. What can they do with this pressure? Good job. That's Essia dotting down under the poles. Short line, fend and step. Over in. Good job, good start for Quins, recovering off that early penalty. Hopefully the extras to make it a full 6 points. For those of you who might not be familiar, remember rugby league is 4 points for a try and 2 points for a conversion. A little bit differently than you might be used to, but that's how it is. We want to see more tries, right? We want to see fast attacking rugby. And there we go. He adds the 2 extra. Quinn's take an early lead. 6-0, but things can change in a second. Let's see how Nigel, a rather experienced side, is going to adapt to this. They'll look for leadership from other cap players like Iwan Kobus and Joanna Sidat to really just bring the younger guys in, the guys who might not have the experience, and reset them, calm them down, and then just focus on the job that's at hand, one at a time, what may be in front of you. The attack intensity is good, but it's not the only side to the game. Got to be able to put defenders down if they're offending you and they're making yards on you.
Behind ball, stay behind ball.
At the office. It's a flat restart. He's looking for the ball out, but collected. Moved on inside. That's a good defensive hit. There goes Piet. Trying to play the ball quickly. Defenders laying him flat. They go out the back. It's a short ball. Oh, good low tackle on Dylan Fenter. Quick hands. That ball needed to go. One defense. They're trying to reset the ball. And it's a play. And they go to the short side.
Online.
We see some holes opening up close to the tackle area. It's a 5th and last. The ball goes up. The ball's chasing. It's collected. And he goes on the outside. Almost made it around there. That could have been exciting. And they're playing the +1 ball. Quinn's not shying away from the defense. Oh, a lost ball, and it's play on. And Dylan picks it up. He's trying to play it quickly.
No, that's 0.
Direct is the best. Making yards for his team. Now here comes a move, it looks like. Let's see down in the midfield. Couldn't get the offload away. CJ picks up and goes 13 meters from the line. Penalty.
Okay.
Against Nigel Rabbitohs.
The guys are standing up slow and they're pressing on the player when they stand up. Let's get out of the space quicker.
Once they're flopping. Yes, so that's when a player dives onto a player that's already been tackled on the ground. Yes. And you're not allowed to do that. Player safety, of course, and the tackle has already been completed. Just a silly mistake from Rabbitohs might turn out to cost them quite dearly here. Let's see what Quinns can do with this possession. So close to the line, it goes down to the wing, and he's in.
Happy with pass.
The corner. That's a good response there, using the opportunity that was presented. Player there doing well to keep his width and not get sucked in on that attack, so that the space was created for him on the outside. It comes from a good build-up, a good couple offloads, and yeah, Quinn's looking good so far. Nigel really just need to calm themselves. There's still plenty of time in the game, but if they give away more points, might be difficult to claw their way back. It's a team that definitely can do it. Beating Quinn's out in the previous season as well. So definitely both sides looking to prove something today. And I know that Nigel is not going to lie down at all. You can expect a good fight back from them. John now from the side. Quite a challenging angle. John, also one of those RHINO representatives. It's a good strike, but it's unfortunately away. He doesn't have to worry. There's still plenty of time in the game, and it is quite hot out there. He'll get into the swing of things, I'm sure. Usually a rather accurate goal kicker. The score then 11-0 for Harlequins. 10-0.
Nog so 11 minute, dan vat ons 'n slukkie water.
Nee, dit is fyn. Sorry.
Well, they go with the same strategy as before. No, they go a little bit deeper over the winger.
Off leg!
Forcing Quins to play from deep. To set their attacking lines well within their quarter. Piet van der Merwe now taking the ball up, making good yards, and he breaks free from a couple defenders. Here he goes. He wasn't held in the tackle. That's actually
online.
Maybe flopping, but the play goes on. Referee says it's okay. It goes out the back, and he's pulling in the defenders, but his ball on, man on. Lost ball on the ground.
Yes!
The ball dead on the ground from the attacking player.
Lost ball there.
So turnover, and it's Nigel Rabbitohs' ball on the halfway line. We'll see if Quins employs the quick push tactic. Just a one shove. Sometimes they do tend to do on defensive balls to shake the opponent's scrum, and maybe someone knocks the ball out in a favourable way for Harlequins. I know that we've seen them do that once or twice before to their advantage.
Ball in!
Always inventive.
Ball's out!
But the ball comes out quickly, met in defence and brought down. Tackle. The ref now calling Quins to move off. Oh, number 17, a big run. It takes 3 Quins men to bring him down. Johan Wessels, big runner, big strong runner. Now to CJ Strauss, loses the ball in contact. But the ball plays on, it's lost on the floor. It's unfortunately a turnover for Rabbitohs. Quins' ball. It's looking positive, making some phases, using their balls rather well, but unfortunately just not working out in the end.
Okay.
10 minutes in. And Quins, though, under the pump here, seem to be rather in control so far. Nigel Rabbitohs need to just calm, go through their phases, and I think they may find themselves in a better position, but now they're in the defensive structures. Good hit, good defensive line, holding the man down, giving his team time to retreat back onto the 10-meter line. There goes Wynand de Sousa.
Second.
Taking the ball up. It goes to John. It goes to... Number 12, Simpiwe Janga. And then again to Esia, that goes to CJ White, skipping out one pass, but he's swallowed up so quickly. The markers there really doing their job. Ref saying they're okay, they are onside. John playing the territorial game, he's going to get the favourable bounce. It's good, it's almost great, but still Nigel now forced to attack out of their own goal area, taken down on the 20 by Quins. Their defense maybe not shaped as well. There's space here on the outside. It's a long flat pass. Was it? Referee says it's fine. It's a 1-on-2 cover defense coming in to assist. Called off of it.
Tackle was completed. Let's do a proper play the ball, please.
Ref saying just play on. It goes to see that.
That's 3.
and Wessels carrying again. Here goes another big one for CJ Strauss, always making meters.
Move on line, that's 4.
Now needing to play the ball a little bit quickly. This player is calling for it out wide. He's going again. Oh, the ball is lost, but it's backwards. Referee says play on. He sees a gap.
6 again!
Oh, big run from Rourke Mason.
Step.
Number 8 for Nigel Rabbitohs. They're just playing one-up runners, trying to punch a hole through, and he's very nearly there. Very close. Is that a try? The referee says yes. Nigel Rabbitohs hit back with a try of their own through their scrum off. Brian Peary. You saw he was looking for it once or twice in the build-up in that movement. He stepped out, went the other way, just to keep those defenders guessing, see what their reaction would be, and so close to the line, really taking chances and using them to their full effect. Oftentimes we'll see attackers in that position take a step back to give their attacking structures that meter or two more space from the try line, because the defense cannot go further back than their try line. So that little bit of space usually means a lot in attack, but the scrum of Brian Peary really doing well to snipe as the kick just goes wide from Sidat. And it's a 10-4 scoreline for now. Sidat not able to add the extra 2 points to the kick. So within a converted try from leveling the scores, 10-4 for Nigel at the moment. Yeah, they've got something, and that might just ignite something inside them to get a bit more hungry. And I'm sure we'll see lots more coming out from them. They're looking for
Kyk maar of jy iemand kan kry net die bal en goed aanhaal. Ons het 2 balle.
The one-up runners making yards, yes, but when the players start to tire, I don't know how that effective that is going to be. They're going to really have to get creative and rotate their runners, bring in their back line to play the moves and to keep Quinn's defense guessing. Meter mark by Allen and Dylan Fenter. It goes to CJ Strauss, who bumps off, looking for the offload, decides against. He's brought down. No arms, shoulder charge against Quins. That's unfortunate. The players know better. Got a wrap in the tackle. Make an attempt to wrap.
That line is yours!
Can't just shoulder charge anyone, unfortunately. Player safety is important. We want these players to be around for a long time as Rabbitohs takes it up again, but gets driven back in the tackle. But referee says, penalty, Rabbitohs.
Hold it. Okay, tackle, legs, driving the head into the ground. Please take that, we can do it again.
The angle, driving him back down through the 45-degree mark. Again, player safety is very important. You know, it's a trend in all sports, and we need to adhere to it. We want to see players be their best selves and not have injuries hamper their performances. Yeah, we go again. A big one by Wessels in the number 17 jersey, taking the ball up for his team. Played quickly by Brian. Number 11 now, Frikkie Jansen. Electing himself, playing the ball rather slowly, getting up Sidat to Frikkie. Oh, and what a line by CJ Strauss, and they're in again. Quick response, 2 quick tries from Nigel Rabbitohs. Quinn's defense there, just caught sleeping in the midfield. Wonder how much of the sun in their eyes that has to do here. See some players looking rather heavy on their heels there. We said fitness in this sun would play a very big part. In the meantime, Sirat will do his best to draw scores level here with his conversion to make it 10-all. Quite a breeze blowing. Oh, maybe too strong, pulling it again to the left. Needed to push it out to the right a little bit more, perhaps. Scores remaining then 10-8 in favour of Quins Rugby League. I think Harlequins would be having much same conversation as what Nigel did not 5-10 minutes ago. Just to calm it down and to run through the structures. Lots of experienced guys. There might be some inexperienced mixed in, but that's the value. And that's what you expect from your leaders, to draw the guys in and to reset. And was that all the way out? Straight out on the full from Mr. Stason, which unfortunately yields possession over to Nigel Rabbitohs on the halfway mark. Usually such a calm and collected player. But just doing his team an injustice there. Wait, the refs have deliberated.
Miscommunication, guys, sorry.
There's a drop fix, which is just a 22 dropout from underneath the poles. It seems that the ball didn't go out on the full, then the ball bounced first and then went out, thus meaning that they need to do a 22 dropout from underneath their own poles. So working out not too bad for Quins. The possession hopefully in their favour if they can collect the ball. Thereby Konrad does well to take the ball out there against the competing jumper. Looking to play quickly. They're going to go to the blind side with Dylan Fenton. No, the markers are on him too quickly. The ball out.
Online.
Called off by the referee, the tacklers. Now they're looking for quick ball, but it's slow. And it's a +1 play. Bouncing. The ball needs to come quicker for Quins. The defense has got too much time to reset. Allen running alone.
That tackle complete!
Playing the ball again quickly here. It's one-off runners so close to the line. Can they punch through? The referee is on the spot.
Okay, tackle is complete.
Nigel Rabbitohs is managing to keep Quins out right now.
Play the ball. Lost. Play the ball.
Was not grounded, so it is a play the ball for Harlequins finishing their set. The defense is up quickly. The ball went out to the wing, but it's knocked backwards in play. CJ managing to stay in the field of play.
Play the ball, turn up it.
And it's turnover.
Play the ball!
The tackle was completed, and that was 5 tackles in the set. Nigel Rabbitohs now on the trot, looking for an attacking play. The attacker, they're just getting up so slowly. It needs to go one more, but it's a bad pass. And it goes out into touch, forward into touch. The Harlequins now with possession. The referee calls a water break for the players. I'm sure it'll be quite welcome. Temperatures in here in the stands. One can only imagine what it looks like on the field. Players really giving them all, needing to cool down and reset. all on for 5 plays. So if your defense is good, you should be in a good spot. Both teams would want to do better on defense, hit a bit harder, and really hold that player just as long as they can until the ref calls them off, to buy that time for their team to fall back, recover, and be ready for the next wave of attack. So play will restart with a scrum for Harlequins Rugby League. About 10 meters in, there they go. Asia plays a switch pass. Something a little more inventive. They go back on the inside to Alan Kasselman, who's looking for the inside pass. He offloads. We've got Quins now looking to play up the middle of the park. Alan again not linking up this time, just playing the safe option and grabbing yardage. They are now 10 meters out. It goes to Jean. It goes out the back, and he's hit in defense, but he keeps going forward, making yards. They're now just 3 meters out. Players protesting that the defenders are getting in the way of the play of the ball there. Good defense. That's 5th and last. Quins have to play this. Oh, and the 9 snipes. Each side taking 1 there close to the line. The 9s are awake. They're watching. And they're taking advantage. You got to change it up. If it's not working, that was the 5th and last. The player there taking a big risk, because if he got tackled, it would have been turnover ball. And instead of going for the kick and contest to the wing, or putting a little grubber in behind your centres running through, the 9 seeing the player shoot up, the space open up, and the try line begging.
Hy het mooi gehiet. Ja. Ek sal graag, dankie. Ja, he's through.
John on a 1 out of 3 so far. He'll be hoping to make that look a little bit better with this kick. Slightly better angle. About 25, 24 meters out. Breeze is blowing from left to right as the kicker is kicking. See if he factors this in. He won't be happy with that. The score remains 14-8 in favor of Harlequins Rugby League. How decisive will those points be come 70 minutes, 75 minutes, when the legs get heavy and the lungs start to burn? Still very early in the season, lots of time for the players to get back into it. And it's a good deep kickoff by Sidat. Well claimed by John Kutzer. Taken up by Quins, low tackle, good tackle.
Step.
Playing the ball to Allen, back inside. Well made in defense. The play really just read there by Nigel Rabbitohs. He has a player coming on speed, drawing 2 defenders sideways. Johan Wessels called off. Big hit. Alan Kosselman again going himself. Tackled well by Sidat, but it's high. It just slipped up. It's nothing more. Just a slip up on the angle as he came from the side as a marker. Just needs to get that right. That's the danger when acting as that marker. You're coming from the side, so if a player steps in or ducks, you're more often than not going to get close to the shoulder area, and if you slide up, obviously, you're in trouble and you're putting your team on the back foot. And that's exactly what happened there. He's coming as a marker in to defend and catching a player at an angle and giving Quins an opportunity to attack. Well met in defense, Johan Wessels, but he goes back. not standing back. It's a good battle here between the number 12s. Simpiwe Jange really doing a lot for his team now. And Heinrich Radimer also really always happy to carry, take it up. Allen looking for runners. It's Essio on the inside. He takes a step on a fend, but he's met in defense. And it goes high again. Ref says it's okay. Lost ball.
No. You have space. You can't.
That's unlucky.
Down and taking a new space. Okay, penalty for you.
Rabbitohs survive. The ball has been played. They go quickly. Were they 10? Were they back 10 meters? Referee says it's okay. They're playing now. Brian Peary goes back on the inside. It's yardage made. Allen making a nuisance of himself. Johan Wessels going up again. Well met by Jenga. Jenga getting back in the defensive line now. Brian Peary looks to go to see that, but then he goes the other way. CJ hitting the player behind the advantage line. Now calling off. Going blindside. There's a little bit of space here. They go back inside and it's opened up. And it looks like it's going to be in the corner there for Nigel Rabbitohs. It's Jacques van Wyk getting closer to the poles to make it easier for his team. For Sidat, the players there just caught in no man's land on the outside there by Quins, having to turn and chase. And the cut back inside by Rabbitohs was too much, not anticipated by Quins, and left the cover to chase for the corner, just not making it in time. A good try by Rabbitohs. 14 points to 12 with a kick to come. See that handing over this one. Realizing, I wonder if he's got a niggle. Realizing that the points are worth more to his team than to him as an individual. And the kick also this time not going over. So they got a little bit of concern there on the kicking tee so far this afternoon. There is definitely some wind blowing, but one would hope not too much.
Your penalty, so he
Dwayne
was inside
Bloom.
the box. He stood up, walked around.
Attempting the kick there
New box
for Nigel Rabbitohs.
Nee, there was no
Unfortunately
holding.
unsuccessful.
Hy het gelos en kant toe geskuif. Two balls.
Essio will be looking to correct his mistake from earlier and maybe not putting the ball that deep. He's taking it rather close to the line. So he just needs to bring it in a little bit. That looks like a better kick. A little bit of an uncomfortable catch, and he plays his big runner coming through.
Tackle number 1.
It's a scoot play by the winger, going up down in the middle, really pushing Quins' defense line back. Brian now plays to Danny Westenberg. Big runner, taken well by Jenga. The pass goes behind the player. Essio cleaning up there.
Backward. I saw it as a knock.
Lost ball.
Okay, we're going to play the scrum.
Quins now get to attack from 35 meters out from their own goal line. Let's see if they bring in some play and some speed through their backline players. Will they look to go wide, or will they hit it up?
Ball in. Ball out.
Rabbitohs come away with the ball.
Move.
Not quite sure what happened there. Rabbitohs set to attack. Johan Wessels again, always a willing ball carrier, taking it up, but dunked in defense by 3 players. Brian Peary waiting for the ball. He goes to Sirat. It goes up. There's players chasing. The ball is missed by everyone. Sirat gathers it. He's tackled 2 meters from the line. It's turnover ball because it was a 5th and last. The ball did not touch a Harlequins player. So Alan Kosterman picks up and plays. Penalty for offside.
5th and last.
The player needed to be further back after that. He was not square, so coming out the box on Alan playing the ball. Essier taking the kick out. Is it going to be out? It is out. Harlequins now get a play from the 40-meter line.
Yes.
There they go through Dylan Venter, a willing runner. They take his legs.
No 15, no 15.
Van der Merwe again. Yeah, that is going hard at the line, and he loses it, but the referee bringing them back for offside.
Never 10.
Players not retreating the full 10
15,
meters.
Never 10.
Another soft penalty, giving Quins more space to work with here.
Where's my first dummy ball?
I'm sure John will just kick for the corner. The winger already making his way.
Ek verstaan, dis my skuld. Okay, so.
The referee having a word with
Number 15 was offside, never back 10.
the captain.
I did ask him to step and he didn't do it. Okay, ek verstaan, dit was deur my daar veroorsaak.
And
My stupidheid. I'm going to say
his
it right.
player, Captain CJ.
Number 15 offside.
Probably a little bit of banter in the sun. It's hot out there. So far, close game. Really not much in it.
Okay.
So players will fight for every inch. Quins played it very quickly through Wynand de Sousa. Dylan Venter taking it up. He's fighting his way towards the line. He's so close, but he's going to be held up.
That's number 2.
That's tackle 2, says the referee. It's going to be a play of the ball. And 9 not going to get through again this time with a short snipe. And that's where the player just needs to take a step back to give his attack more time to get over that advantage line.
That's it.
The inexperienced players won't know that. They'll just get up where they are. And if you're too close to the defenders, it makes it so easy for them to catch you in that position. So taking a step back really, really does help. And John giving a kick through that goes too far, and unfortunately for no one. So that will be the end of Quins' set. They're going to play from the 20-meter mark. Nigel wants to play. They've tapped the ball to go, making the full 10, 11 yards. There goes number 15, Danny Westenberg. Brian Peary taking a go at it himself. 2 Quins players tackling each other. See that? Is it Rogue Mason? Brian going there to number 18. Slow play now. Number 1 wants it. It's Stephen Cork. It's CJ Strauss again taking the step under the poles. Good job. I think Harlequins will be a little bit embarrassed about that one. Not sticking on the man or watching the player coming through. Stephen Cock taking it on pace, and CJ Strauss ends up with it under the poles. That's what you get from a little bit of injection of pace in the line. They were starting to look rather slow and stagnant. And number 1, Stephen Cock, coming in, injecting that pace into the attack and paying dividends as he now also stepping up to take the kick. Doing the right thing at the right time. Let's see if he can bring more points for his team as they now take the lead, 14 points to 16 with a kick to come. Only a few minutes left to play in the half. Cock takes his time, makes sure the kick is over. 14 points to 18. Rabbitohs lead Harlequins Pretoria Rugby League. The players are looking tired. The sun must be getting to them, but it's the same field for both sides. So Quins are just going to have to step up and show why they have so many national representatives in their side. Really, we spoke about it before the game. You need those leaders to step up and to calm the guys, to set the structures, and to make sure that the small jobs get done. Nigel Rabbitohs now attacking from deep again. Allowed to run. They need to let him go, otherwise there's going to be a penalty. They're playing it now quickly on the run again there. Goes Westenberg.
Number 2.
Westenberg. Brian to see that. There's a runner short, flat, met by Dylan Fenter, but it's forward. And that'll be halftime here at Brakpan Stadium. It's Nigel Rabbitohs leading Harlequins Rugby League Club 18 points to 14 at halftime. There'll be a lot said in the locker rooms, I'm sure. Quins really not standing up to what they usually perform like. That can be said for both teams. The scores are close, so any team that really wants it, it's up for the taking. You can see the players taking big breaths. It's a beautiful day. Very few clouds in the sky. It's a great day for running rugby. I'm sure the kickers will just gather themselves and make sure that they get those extra 2 points. Quins maybe still could have been in the lead, but they've got enough proficient kickers. Really unlike both sides kickers to miss those kicks, but we'll sure see the coaches, staff really chat to the guys, telling the leaders to step up and really lead their teams the way that they know they can. They've been through this before. You need to get some momentum early on in the season if you're going to take it on through. There's a lot of good teams in the league this year looking to make a name for themselves. Lots of young players coming through. It's really exciting time as the crowds grow as well and there's more attention on the sport. We know that kids are really going to fall in love with rugby league as people want to play because it's fun and exciting and fast. We know there are youth training clubs at your nearest clubs that do offer a rugby league. Really exciting stuff coming up developmentally in the country for South African Rugby League. We've got tours, we've got qualifying matches. We're holding thumbs and we're wishing our RHINOs the best as they fight for selection and as they represent their country to hopefully earn a qualifying spot in the Rugby League World Cup coming up in a year or so. I think it's 2026, end of 2025. I stand to be corrected, but rather soon. There's lots to do, lots of space to grow the sport in the country and really make it a part of everyday culture. We'll be back in just a few moments as the teams gather themselves, have their chats. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes. If you're joining us at halftime, you're watching the RHINO Cup League round 2 matchup against Nigel Rabbitohs and the Pretoria Harlequins Rugby League Club. The scores: 18 points for Nigel and 14 points for Harlequins. It's been a bit of a ping-pong match, back and forth, with the scoring coming early from Harlequins and good responses really from Nigel Rabbitohs, getting ascendancy towards the end of that second half. Both teams giving away a few unnecessary penalties, but rather soft, nothing malicious. It's been a really good spirited game so far today between two teams that are very proud, both really well-established teams in the rugby league scene. See that also part of the RHINO camp in the last season and the tours against Kenya, the coming tour against Kenya, where the RHINOs were successful, and he gets us underway again. Goes down to Jean, who passes the ball off. Then it's a good run, taking his team past the 20-meter mark. Alan Castleman going against the grain there. And the ball lost. Turnover ball. Alan protesting that there was interference from the attacking player, but the ball left behind. So really unfortunate, giving away possession there.
Ja, maar jij wou die bal net los en handjies so gooi, gaan nie werk nie.
You can see one change.
Set, ball in. Balls out.
On the field, and it goes to
Brakpan.
Danny Westenberg. Now back on the inside. Players doing well. It's Frikkie Jansen. Now it's going again back to the big number 8, taking the ball up in the middle of the field. Allen called off of it again, making a lot of tackles. Short play again to Stephen Cock. He turns through 1 or 2 tackles. Playing the ball for Brian Peary. It goes down to the back. He puts it on the foot. Dylan picks it up. There's no one in front of him. Does he have the feet? There's chasers. There's cover tacklers. They're going to get him. He just needs to reset the ball. Quinn's quickly here. Is there a runner available? It's CJ. He's got a player on his outside. CJ just goes straight towards the line. It's a quick reset. Players coming on pace. Dylan again, the one who started the move and picked the ball up, brought them to this point. The ball slowed down there a little bit by Nigel. It's going back to CJ. He goes alone. He gets wrapped up in the tackle. Slow to get up and slow to play the ball, but Quinn's going again.
Offside.
John dummying the defense up. There was no options for him to play. There's nothing to the left. They have to go right. CJ steps. It almost slipped high. They've got him covered. So close to the line. What can Quinns do here? Allen again, the step inside. It's just not working for Quinns. He offloads. The tackle wasn't complete. John going towards the line. Did he get it down? Ref says yes. John Kutzer on the board. It almost didn't pay off. Just more of the same. Looking like they don't really have structures. Players not in a position to be played. So Quinn's really doing the right thing and holding on to the ball. Trying really not to give the 50-50 pass away. That time it did come off. Getting his hands free because tackle not complete. Getting the offload off. And ultimately a try for Harlequins Rugby League. First to hit back after half-time to level the scores before the kick. Essia Estaiza stepping up now in the number 7 jersey to take the kick. And he does get it over, adds the 2 extra points. So Quinn's taking the lead, 20 points to 18. Just into half-time, just into the second half. Nigel will not lay down. I'm sure they will come out swinging. We've had good responses And I see more of the same coming for us in the second half. We just need more support runners on the likes of John and CJ and Alan Castleman when they're taking the ball up and making those yards, looking for the offloads before the defenders are able to wrap them up. They really, and that's just plain tackled in the air. That's a big, oh no, and it's getting a little bit unnecessary. It's just bad timing. Oh no, CJ Strauss. That's unfortunate. Rademeyer also just aggravating the situation a little bit. Wasn't illegal play, it was a little bit unnecessary. Tackle in the air, timing off there, but we'll play on. But we don't need the captain throwing punches. That's not the kind of example you want to set as a leader. The referee's busy deliberating. Yeah, generally a good-spirited match so far. This little niggle, it happens. I'm sure the players will sort it out.
Relax. Okay. Both of you are captains.
Sorry.
We'll see the level of sanction coming out now. The captains
same side for him as
have a chat.
Hy het julle opgewonde gemaak met wat hy gesê het.
Should have just been a penalty. Unfortunately, getting escalated.
Cool down, and we need to focus on the
Yeah, in the house of pain.
Yes, please. Okay. Yes.
In the end, quickly diffused by the match officials. Good job.
As I said, relax.
Not becoming an issue, just a disciplinary issue. Small. Dealt with, the teams coming together just to chat.
Kyk, he went to gather the ball. Okay. So jy het hom nog steeds op die bene gevang en daar so getackle. Okay, that's
the players really want to give everything. It's such a close game, but you got to be careful in those situations. Rather wait for the player to touch the ground before hitting him. Timing very important. Player safety of utmost importance. So the referee unfortunately won't have an option but to penalize that and to give the advantage to Harlequins. They decide it's a penalty only, nothing worthy of a yellow or a red card.
Okay, step.
I think it would have maybe ruined the game. It was not too bad. Player did not land on his shoulder, neck or head area, so though illegal, maybe not
Okay, line is yours.
Too dangerous. And Quinn's on the attack. Going now, gets taken, offloaded again to Rademeyer. Short pass number 12. That looks a little bit better. Linking up with their pods nicely. Get some go forward. He's running alone. He drops the ball. It's turnover ball, but ref says no. Not square at the tackle. So you have to be square as a marker when you've made a tackle. You're part of that tackle. You cannot just shoot directly out. You need to step out that square box, as they call it, not square. You need to step out of that square box before you can proceed forward and defend that position. Number 12 now taking Jenga. Good run, making all but 15, almost 20 meters. John Kutzer now looking to unleash some plays here. Good yards, not brought down. Nigel now giving away valuable meters. Slow to play. They need to be quicker than that. There's space on the outside, but the referee says the ball was lost. Incorrect play. The ball did not hook, and it's a turnover in favor of Nigel Rabbitohs. Yeah, that's just inexperience. The players will learn. It is maybe for the union players, guys coming over from the union season, an unfamiliar movement. So it's just a habit that they have to build when they're on the field, and that'll come with time. Quinn's now on the defense. Go back each other though. Good hit, Essia. See that playing the ball. Quick feet trying to get out of it. The pressure on the defense, good enough to stop the player. Almost making it through the gap and losing his balance as he's going forward, playing the ball. Allen not in a realistic position to defend the marker position. And it looks like there's a Quins player down. It's Jenga. That's not good. Tackling Westenberg. Looks like he may have gotten his head on the wrong side of that tackle. The medics are attending, but in the meantime, Nigel's out on the corner, and he almost makes it. The covered tackle, but it's Nigel under the posts. Nigel under the posts, and it's a great try for the winger. Nigel retaking the lead with a kick to come. Fortunately, Jenga out of that play on the tackle of big Danny Westenberg. Getting his shoulder on the wrong side. He's standing, he looks all right. But possibly creating the opportunity for the overlap on the outside that Nigel exploited immediately, taking points. And Stephen Cock again will step up and take the conversion attempt to put his team ahead by 4 points, requiring a converted try to retake the lead. Just 2 steps in his lineup, and he strikes it over, adding the 2 extra points. Nigel definitely not out by any means. We'd be fools to think the same of Harlequins. They always have something up their sleeve, so we'll be sure to keep an eye on them. And Esje, Rarmeyer, CJ Meyer, Dylan Venter, these players just need to step up and take control.
14, hulle is 1 te veel. 1 too many. 3, 4, 5, 6.
If they set up the one-off runners, they can't be predictable and run 4, 5 tackles with one-off runners. They're going to have to bring in the plays as Esje kicks off, and it's well collected by CJ Strauss, and he goes hard into Alan Castleman, and he's still going. And it's a high tackle against Harlequins. Just a penalty. They'll get the advantage. They'll kick for touch. See that? Put his team ahead. Gaining 15, 20 meters for his team. Putting them up just before halfway. Harlequins very far back here. They're taking too far a step back, leaving space, yards for the attack. Brian Perry now to tap the ball to play to Westenberg. Hit low in the tackle by Wynand de Sousa and John Kutso. Perry, see that? Big hit. He takes the legs, but he keeps going. We've got another player down for Harlequins. The big runners taking their toll. CJ Rodemeyer hitting that attacker, stopping him in his tracks. Brian Perry plays again. See that? Are they going to go? He steps in the inside, but there's nobody there for him to offload to. He gets taken in the tackle. Brian Perry goes left. Alan Castleman making a nuisance of himself, making sure the player can't get to his feet as quickly. We've got Stephen Cock playing off one to Westenberg, who doesn't get the ball through the hands. Van der Sosa chasing there. Almost getting a hand on that ball. That would have been an interesting foot race to see. 60 meters to go with some cover coming across. It'll be a Harlequins put into the scrum. Well within 30 meters inside their own, from their own try line.
Ball in! Ball's out!
The ball comes in, goes to Conrad, and he just hits it up, takes up the yard, still making yards, good leg drive. Gaining a couple more meters more, playing the ball quickly. It's good. It goes to Jenga, who hits it up again into the traffic. Playing the ball. It goes behind to Rodemeyer again. CJ Esteza rather. Player tackled. Quinn's brought to the ground, needs to recycle the ball. It goes behind CJ to Rodemeyer again. It goes to John. Cut out pass for Dylan Fenter. Flat. Sucking in those two defenders. Alan Kasselman then going against the grain, gets tapped on the ankle, making it over. They're within reach. John again, putting it on the foot. It was touched by a Nigel player. Was it? Maybe it missed. It'll be a 22 dropout for Nigel. I think Harlequins will be happy with that. They get possession back anyway, or they don't. They're not going to kick it. They're going to tap it and go. Safer option, smarter. I also wouldn't want to kick possession away. You want to stay on the attack. You want to make the defense tired. See that back inside, but well read by Harlequins.
Tackle, surrender!
Player, Brian, no, not Brian. Winger going up, meeting John in the tackle. He's fighting. Now he's down. Referee says no, took too long, need to release. We have Brian going off, but the referee calls him back, not on the mark. Things getting heated now. The team that wants it more.
Number 5.
Westenberg making his way off the field. On is in his place. You can't really see. Not sure if the numbers all match.
Okay. Die.
It's players down on both sides.
Emmy.
Sierra takes the penalty kick, puts them up
Line is yours.
within 30 meters of Harlequins' goal line area. Let's see what Nigel have in the tank here as they play the ball from the line out. Just a straight ball hit and a leg drive. He makes a couple yards. Good job from the Nigel attacker. See that? CJ, red in defense, smothered in the tackle, nowhere to go. Piri, play, see that? Out the back, Stephen Cock. Can't make it through CJ, Mayer.
Leave it, leave it.
CJ called off the tackle. Brian. They're playing it up. They're stretching them a little bit. It's forward. It was looking good. Execution, unfortunately, letting them down there. It was a good line by Nigel, but just forward.
I was sure about
Training
it,
ground stuff. Crowd liked it, but the ref was on the spot. It'll now be a put into the scrum for Harlequins. Let's see what they can do. They exit from their own 10-meter area. Straight through. CJ Meyer making 1 or 2 yards.
Leave. Step out, step out.
It goes to John, who looks back on the inside. He decides to take it himself. 3 players struggling to take him down. The defender's called off, not moving.
Julle sit vas, julle sit vas.
They're not square. CJ goes, Jenga, tireless this game. Really put in work today. Carrying the ball and tackling. Kunrad back on the inside. There's a little gap. Yes, good yards for Harlequins and Stephen Alberts. It goes to Alan Kasselman. Goes behind to Rodemeyer. Takes the hit from CJ Strauss. Bouncing off their play again. It's 5th and last. John goes to the boot. And the ball goes out. So it'll be a line out for Nigel. 10 meters from their line. No one really chasing, contesting that kick. The ball has been tapped, the ball's played. Harlequins' defensive lines are in tatters here. There's no lines. They're in trouble. If Nigel can recycle this ball quickly, Harlequins' lines resetting now. Big run. Good hit on the legs by Rodemeyer. Alan Kasselman, rather. It's going again. They've got another playmaker here in the line, number 11. Well met in defense. CJ Meyer. Big hit on Jacques van Wyk. Not going through there. Loses the ball. Asio picks it up. It's turnover possession. It's Piet van der Merwe who's again back on the field. Ooh. The ball gets stripped when there's 2 on, similar to what we saw in the first half there. If there's 2 attackers on, or 2 defenders on that attacker, you cannot rip the ball. One player will have to release completely before you're able to rip that ball from that player. So just again, maybe just not knowing the rules entirely.
Penalty.
Some of the more inexperienced players, but soft possession.
So it's not you, it was the
more tackles for Harlequins as they kick for the corner to gain territorial advantage and see if they can convert to points. As he really won't be happy with that kick, as it's only given them 15 meters, but rather safe than sorry, as Stefan Alberts goes and takes the ball up again. Playing to Vena de Sosa, who gets hit but bounces off. He's still going. The leg drive. He's close to the line. Does he make it over? No, he's short. Ref says play the ball. Allen, John, Rodemeyer, Dylan drops the ball. The ball is live. There's a player with it. There's a turnover. It's a live ball. Kunrad's going for the corner. It looks like it's going to be a try for Harlequins. Never stop playing. The whistle is your boss. Never stop playing. Will it be a try? It is. It is a try. Lost ball, picked up, collected. Whoever's most awake scores the points. It's Kunrad. Bringing his team level 24-24. SCS to take the kick from the corner, similar to the kick that John took in the first half. Wide from the side of the field. Those 2 points worth gold at the moment. his team will love him as they'll take water after this. Is it too short? Does it have enough legs on it? It's just short. Right direction, but unfortunately just short of the money. So the score's all tied up here, 24 all, as we break for water. Little less than a quarter of the game to go. It's still anybody's game. The interchanges will start to make an impact now as the legs get tired, and strategically from a coaching standpoint, they'll have to look at who's making the runs, who's making the hits, who's making the yards, and who has the gas to go all the way. A player might feel they want to stay, but if you're not at 100%, you need to make way for a player that can and that will. We call these championship minutes, right? When you give all that you got left when the sun is hot. "15 minutes left to play." Match officials have done a good job diffusing any potential tension. It's always going to be tense between these two teams. There's a lot of heart in it. There's a lot of history between these two teams, and they both want it so bad. They've both got a point to prove so early on in the season. Get that mental advantage of your opponent for when you meet later on in the season. Is against two teams like this, every little bit of advantage that you can get over your opposition, the better. Some really standout players for me today. Jenga, just tireless in attack and defense, making yards, hitting hard, making the defensive hits. Alan Kasselman always in the thick of things. Maybe not always linking up the way he'd like to, but making the safe plays and really controlling that ruck distribution area, the tackle distribution area. Essia really doing his bit to defend that midfield, and CJ Meyer, but guys like CJ Strauss as well, just running at it all day, making meters, hitting hard. We see some players coming in at that 10 and 11 channel, like Frikkie Janssen, really adding an extra playmaker. It's almost like having a 10 at your 12, so that you have more decision making in your back line that can assess how the defensive line in front of you is changing, and you can adapt and you can try to break through that. And we see some changes coming on, but really the players will want to give their all this last little bit and make the right decisions, hold on to the ball, and make the right hits. I think with two teams that like scoring tries, and they'll score from anywhere on the field if you give them the chance. I think it's important to have a good defense and to be able to retain possession when it comes to the end of the set on a 5th and last. We've only seen a handful of set completes from Harlequins. Nigel struggling, always something, either losing the ball or a penalty before they can finish their set. So both teams, I think, from a technical standpoint, will look at set completion and just going through the structures and making sure you can execute your plays throughout and keep possession, put the ball up into space, and then contest and take it from there. I think losing the ball on 2 or 3 is not where a team wants to be. And as Piet, back on the field now, decides to take it up again off the kickoff. Allen played now, going to Alberts, who stands strong in the first hit, but is taken down by Frikkie Janssen. Jenga again, we keep saying it, going through, beating 2, making yards.
Online.
Quins is looking for quick ball. They're playing behind to John. Defensive line is up quickly. They're going out the back to Dylan. There's no space to go. He gets hit in the tackle. Recycled. Quins now need to think of something. John goes for a kick. There's no one in this corner. Is it a 40-20? No, it's not. The ball just not bouncing the way he wanted it to. Allen hits hard. Stephen Cock going nowhere. Thank you very much. CJ and Kasselman. I think he felt that one. The ball gets played out the back. John there to make the hit. Piet slipping off there. looking tired, needs to fall back the 10. Sirat, Frikkie, not Frikkie. They're back on the wing. There's space on the inside. It's knocked backwards by Quinn. The ball is live. Quinn's ball. Lost ball, Nigel. Rabbitohs, it's opening up a little bit on the outside on that left-hand wing there for Quins. They'll want to take a look at that and maybe get an extra cover defender close enough that should that player break through again, they can really cover him. I mean, it's been twice now that they've looked dangerous on that side and they've scored as well late in the first half from that position. Quins play the ball from the scrum and make some yards. Through PJ Fulyoon. Esterhuizen directly through. Can he beat him? He's got some speed wobble, but he's going. He wants to play quickly. He needs to get up, recycle the ball. They're all offside on the left-hand side. RHINO goes. It's intercepted and knocked on, but it's dropped on the floor. It's just a knock-on. There's no such as a deliberate knockdown here, so it's just a simple knock-on. There's no cards, there's no penalty for that. It's just a knock-on by Nigel. It'll be Quinn's ball in the middle of the field. Getting a bit more exciting. Players breaking through. Essia there just unable to keep his feet really on the wobble there. One would like to think if he was on his feet, he may have gone all the way, but defenders doing well to close the space and to drag him down as Rabbitohs takes the ball up. CJ there to distribute. There's space on the left-hand side if they see it. No, but they go right. CJ going by himself. He's not playing. It takes three players. Jenga waiting for the offload. They just did a C to the left-hand side. Kunrad needs to go to the wide. They need to go wide. He needs to go over to the top, but they choose Vaina de Sosa on the switch play inside under the poles. It goes again, but now there's no more men. Rabbitohs back on the inside from John. They got a 3-on-2 there, but they need to play it quickly if they're going to take advantage of it. The players have shifted over. John decides to dummy and go, and he makes it over the line. That's a try for Harlequins. Waiting long to expose that left-hand side that stood open. With the players sucked in through the middle, that's what happens when you start to get tired and you're defending these big one-off runners in the middle of the field. You have to get bodies behind because every yard they might make it over that try line. John not giving the ball away for another potential intercept or interference with the ball in flight, and rather deciding to step on the inside, draw the player, use his momentum, and dot the ball down. Good stuff from the number 6 for Harlequins. He's also been in the thick of things today. Be unhappy with his performance from the tee so far, but general play not bad there to tackle, to distribute the ball. They have looked a little bit one-dimensional at times, but that could also be as a result of the strong defense from Nigel Rabbitohs. But your players with experience, they're just stepping up, staying calm. Essia unfortunately missing the conversion, so the score remaining 28-24. Harlequins in the lead, but nothing in it. A converted try could really win it for Nigel. We've got 7 odd minutes to play. Anybody's game. Ball retention, set completion, making your tackles. That's the name of the game. Let's see which team has the gas. Sirat playing a sneaky grubber kick. CJ doing well to stay inside the field of play. It goes to Jenga again, but he's running alone. He's running sideways. The tacklers need a roll. They need a move. It goes to Alberts. Alberts cutting back inside. It's a high tackle by Peary. 2 defenders falling off. CJ helping with the hit. It goes out. Rabbitohs. There's Jenga. losing the ball. Unfortunately, it's now CJ Strauss who picks it up. CJ versus Allen. They bring him down. It's a penalty for a high tackle. Stephen Cock plays it quickly, but he gets called back, not on the mark. Albert's in trouble there for a high tackle. The ref not having any of the attitude, calling the captain on over. Albert just needs to watch himself, get back. The ref's not going to change his mind, right?
The general team warning.
It was a high shot.
Instead of hitting flat.
It was attended to. Let's just move on and play the next play. See that goes to the side of the field, moving his team up, gaining valuable ground, putting them in a strikeable position. They've got 5 tackles now to make something work. Peary. Good leg drive, but CJ taking him back with the help of Rademeyer. He was going forward. Peary playing down to the back. Number 8, John dunking the player. Big hit, called off of it. Tackling needs to roll. Peary out the back. CJ dummies, goes inside. He's getting closer to the line. Is he going to make it? The referee says yes. CJ Strauss.
Getting elbow.
I think that's a hat trick for the captain. Leading from the front. That's what you expect from your senior players, from your leaders. Come on, gents. This is how it's done. Set your phase, get upfield, wait for the opposition to make a mistake. Put yourself in a strikeable position, strike, execute, get the points. Right in front of the poles, you would imagine Cock will have no problem with this. Lines up his short run-up to put his team 2 points ahead again. The lead just changing the whole time, and Cock adds the extras. Harlequins have got it all to do in the last 3.5 minutes of the game. Nigel will want to defend their line and hope Quins make a mistake. Keep them down in their half of the field so that they cannot get in a position to strike. A converted try wins it. A normal try wins it. A penalty worth 1 point does not win it, or even tie it up. Esio, how will they play this kickoff? Will they go short? Will they go long? Flat, collected by Frikkie. Someone who's on pace. Well met in defense. Up 30 minutes, he knocks the ball. Yeah, there's an opportunity for Harlequins. Is this the moment that they can strike? Silly mistake, just messy at the bottom of that play. The ball, player's feet getting in the way. The distributor not making sure before he pulls that ball out of that space and playing the ball. We have Kunrad lining up. Esio behind him, Dylan, Wynand. How will they play? It's a one-on hit. Set up the play. There's men on the left-hand side if they can see the space and they can use it. Dylan Fenter is just going straight again. They need to be more creative with their play. There's players standing around, but there's no clear plan. It's a fend from Van der Merwe who gets hit in the tackle.
Online.
There's space left. If John can call for it, they can play it. He can go again. Wynand de Sosa gets hit man and ball. He loses the ball. It's turnover for Nigel. Putting on the pressure close to the line. The ball just not going quick enough. There was space, there was men. They just needed the hands. Not urgent enough, needing to let go of the ball just a little bit quicker. Not much time left. Can Nigel hold on to the win? Or can Harlequins still pull something out of the hatch here? They go to the short side. Well watched by John. Piri plays his runner. Big runner in the midfield, number 18. The ref calling them off. They need to get out of the way. They cannot afford to give another penalty away. See that? Playing the territory game, playing for space. The ball goes out. That's not a 40-20 because that's the 20-meter.
Was inside 20? Yeah. Okay. 2040.
Referee's calling a 40-20.
On you.
So Nigel have the ball. And Nigel take the win by 2 points over Harlequins. The lead changing hands multiple times throughout the game. It was a tightly contested match between the two teams and a hot day here at the Brakpan Stadium in Gauteng. Really a good game of rugby league from both sides. We hope to see a lot more coming from these players as they develop throughout the season, and we know that these teams are going to meet again, and it just means it's going to be a juicier battle next time.
Well done.
So until then, thanks for watching. Well done to Nigel Rabbitohs and Harlequins Rugby League for a great game of rugby league, entertaining the fans here today. We'll see you on later on in the season for more RHINO Cup Rugby League.